Let's see. Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot to change the title. Well, I guess I still need to wait for people to come. And where are my notes? I think I closed them. Stream notes. Let's do this. Not even full screen. Now it's somewhat full screen. Okay. Restream. Title. Alright, where are my titles? Okay, this. A6. Part 2. I like Roman numerals. I think I'll stick with that. Right. Should be good. Chat. I haven't tested the chat. If chat works. Test. That seems to be working fine. This is all good. Right. Okay, that's not what I should be looking at. I'm gonna be looking at another project entirely. Lark. Yeah, this has database stuff. So let's find pictures. Right, so this was what I have from the previous stream. This is basically an image, a screenshot of the last stream. Right. Maybe I should post that I'm live now. See if people come. We can start. If they don't, I guess we can do it next day. Right, what else do I need? I need... This is our sample data. What else? Squirrel. Yeah, I can do that. Let's launch Squirrel SQL. Acorns. Always good. Oh, I didn't save my theme? What happened to that? Guess I have something to do. Right. Mobile preferences, look and feel. I don't remember it. Sky blue. Charcoal. I think this one looked pretty good, yeah. Like this one. Looks nice. So this is our test. Okay. What else I need? I need the documentation page. Documentary. Really interested in that. Marks. thought I have saved a link. Kari. Yeah, I don't see a link to the. I forget the name of the already. SQLite, right? Guess I can just Google that. SQLite, like, and this is what I was looking for. Save it. Documentation. SQLite. Done. Yeah. Analyze. Wonder what this does. Analyze command gets gathers statistics about the table and indicates indices. It stores the collected information in internal tables of the database, where the query optimizer can access the information and use it to help make better query planning choices. No arguments are given, all attached databases are analyzed. If a schema name given as an argument, then all tables and this in that database are analyzed. If the argument table name, then only the table and the indices associated with that table are analyzed. If the argument then index name, then only that one index is analyzed. Huh. So this is like a optimization preparation thing. Applications with long-lived databases that use complex queries should consider running the following commands just prior to closing each database connection. Pragma. Analysis limit. Pragma. This isn't something I've used before. Takes either 0 or 1 argument. The argument is maybe either in parentheses, or it may be separated from the Pragma name by the equal sign. Two syntaxes yield identical results. In the program's argument is Boolean. And what it actually does, returns results that have no side effects, can be associated from ordinary select statements as stable value functions. Right, for each participating Pragma, yes, true on, no false off. A SQL extension specific for SQLite and to modify the operation of the SQLite library to query the SQLite library for internal non-table data. The Pragma statement is used using the same interface as other SQLite commands, but it's different in the following important aspects. The Pragma command is specific to SQLite and is not compatible with any other SQL database engine. I've heard about Pragma being a thing on other databases. Let's see if this is actually true. SQL, let's say MySQL, Pragma. Let's see. Maybe it is just for SQLite. Interesting. Okay, maybe it is SQLite specific. guess I know Pragma, well, at least I recall the term in some other context. Maybe it wasn't related to the databases at all. So Pragma statements can be run other-sided in the future releases of SQLite. There is no guarantee backward compatibility. That's always nice. Nice and incompatible. No error messages are generated if an unknown Pragma is issued. I know Pragmas are simply ignored. This means if there is a typo in a Pragma statement, the library does not inform the user of the fact. Some Pragmas take effect during the SQL compilation stage, not the execution stage. This means if you're using the C language, SQLite prepare, SQLite step finalize API or similar in the wrapper interface, the Pragma may run during the prepare call, not during the step call as normal SQL statements do. Or the Pragma might run during just like normal SQL statement. Okay. Explain and explain query plan, prefixes. SQL statements only affect the behavior of the statement during. So they're still talking about the C language implementations of the API. Okay. Great. Dash. Next update, insert vacuum. Oh, this as well. The vacuum command rebuilds the database file, packaging it into a minimal amount of disk space. There are several reasons an application might do that. Unless SQLLite is running in auto vacuum full mode and a large amount of data is deleted from the database file, it leaves behind an empty space or free database pages. This means the database file might be larger than strictly necessary. Running vacuum to rebuild the database reclaims the space and reduces the size of the database file. Okay. Yeah, I've run into this issue before with my MariaDB. If I remove obsolete records, say a couple of million records, the database actually doesn't free up disk space. So I need to run optimize, I think. Yeah. Vacuum with int. Yeah, hopefully Rishi will come. I don't really want to start without him. Oh, so this is just... Hey, welcome back, Risk. I was just saying that hopefully you come. Because I don't really want to start without you. So, now that I think of you, tomorrow you have your last test. Do you actually have time for this? Now that I think of. Because I can do the stream of our databases tomorrow evening. There's no rush. He's woken up after sleeping after 3 hours. Yeah, that's not good. I've been busy this day. This day I actually finished my application to Fiverr, so now I actually have my profile up, my gig. Well, they call it gigs on Fiverr, the services you provide. Don't worry, I never prepared it in the first place. Okay, well, yeah, physics is not that exciting. I kind of get it. Right, so today, well, I have the screenshot from the last stream. Where was it? Add it here. Yeah, so this is the database we designed last time. So it doesn't matter if you stream it today or tomorrow, whenever you feel like it. Well, I'm fine with doing it now. It's either this or I play some game, because, well, today was a long day, in any case. I even tried to... So, it is kind of funny, I guess. I was trying to figure out if I can get away without using, like, well, what I call these is magic strings in your code. So this string has to be here, defined like this, or otherwise the code doesn't really work. So whenever you see a file, well, source code, and it just has in the middle of it just has strings defined like that's a bad practice in general, I would say. And well, I would refer to these as magic strings, since they are just strings, unexplained, and well, to know what those strings are here for and how they might affect the whole application. Just 5 minutes after drinking coffee I slept. Yeah, that's... I tell you, you need to go do some exercise or something. I have no idea how to work around that. Like, you need your heart rate to go up or something, so you wouldn't fall asleep. So basically, all this does, this name has to be here. So these names come from this data class. So what this method does, it takes this attribute and set that attribute to whatever text I pass on the object I parse out of the context. Well, it doesn't really matter. The main thing, it is an instance of this data class, which is not actually user, it's actually bot data class. So here I want to go to gym too, but it's logged down here. It's not really necessary to go to the gym. To get your heart rate high enough, you don't really need to do some really hard exercise. It's enough to just walk around quickly, like at a decent pace. So that's usually enough to keep you active enough so you wouldn't be sleepy. So you like, because if you're sitting down all the time and yeah, you don't really have anything any physical activity, then yeah, I can see well, it will be a lot harder to stay awake if that's your goal. Right. So yeah, the thing that happened, so there's a built-in Python method setAttribute, which takes an object, takes attribute name, and then takes the value to assign to it. So setAttribute just will assign, it's the same as calling bot.attribute and assigning it the text value. I guess something like this. Except attribute is text. Bot. So these are kind of equivalent. So this will do pretty much the same thing. But it requires that attribute would be a text. Just a little bit annoying, since I already have, well, so it turns out no one knows how to actually assign, how to get the string value of this property of the data class without having magic strings. So that's what I was trying to solve today, and went onto Python Discord, and just people were unable to, like, I couldn't find a solution online. So I came to Discord thinking that more knowledgeable people would be able to figure this out, or I'm just not seeing, not knowing an obvious solution, and it turns out there isn't one. It doesn't seem to be one. Like, you just have to use magic strings in your code if you want to use set attribute. It's just just bizarre. Like, if you have data class defined, like, why can't I say that, okay, set name to, let's say, the classes what, and then I pick an attribute I wanna set, name, for example, or even get attribute name or something, string. But this, none of this works. It all parses out the value that's stored in that variable. It doesn't give me the variable name itself. Well, I'm just stumped at this. Like, I guess the only solution would be to use an enum, where I use one. Yeah, this is an enum, because I have to iterate over these property values when loading loggers. Actually, speaking of that, this isn't set up correctly. Well, whatever. This isn't related to databases. Discord GG programming. What is that? Biggest community. Well, Discord, Python Discord is quite big as well. Even sure. So it has 46 helpers, so people who are actually answering questions. Do I have a number of members? 53,000 people online. So it is a sizable community as is. Let's see, join a server. Programming. Thirds. Bots. Oh, that's an impressive number of bots. It's bot. Online 20,000, so, you know, this Python Discord has more people online. This is twice as many, more than twice. No, this is not bad, but yeah, Python Discord has. You can't really claim this is a bigger community. I guess it's more general. Yeah, 53,000. I'm not seeing it wrong. Did I misread 200,000 as 20,000? Oh, it is 21,000. It has channels for specific doubts. Well, Python is specific to Python. Like, this is Discord. Like, this is Python Discord. So this is all about Python. Python Discord. So this is dedicated to Python language. And my question is about Python language. So people just weren't able to answer. Do they have a very interesting system as well? You get assigned a channel so you can take a look. Occupied channels, so people are posting questions like all the time. Like, all of these channels are being currently Like, people are being consulted in all of these channels. So this is, oh, actually you can't see the channels. So yeah, this is a bunch of channels. Like, they have a group, occupied help channels. So in all of these channels, someone is asking a question, and there is a dedicated helper who is answering the question. And so if he doesn't know the answer, they will ask for other helpers to come along who maybe are more knowledgeable and try help them with their issues. So yeah, so this is like exactly what I was looking for, and they couldn't help me. Oh yeah, someone just randomly posting their questions. Appropriate channel. Like, this is a really cool community. No wonder it has 50,000 people. It's very well organized. Right. So getting back to the databases. So the next step when we have our database design, well, let's say this is our final design, even though, well, you can always add something. Let's see. So now we can go to the actual SQL statements. So this is basically how you interact from the application with the database by making all of these statements. Let's see. I'm looking for one specific thing. So first of all, I guess we can take a look at create statements, because this is where you actually start. So first one would be create table. And actually, do we have create schema? I don't think so. Guess I didn't see one. Guess schemas are not really part of the database. Okay, create table. Well, it has schema name in the query. Create. If it's temporary, then temp. Create table. If not exists, so this is optional. So I guess this is well, it is kind of obvious. I'm not sure. Does this look intuitive to read? This looks like a very easy way to showcase what the syntax is. At least to me. Like, this is a starting point, this is the ending point, and you just follow the path. If you want to go the shortest route, then you can figure out how little it actually is required. As what do I need? Yeah, I guess I need to define at least one column. Table constraints, options. Yeah, I think this is very nicely laid out. And most of the SQL, so if you're using different type of SQL database, what was the one we're using? Let's see. Look at the roadmap again. Why isn't it reverted? PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL. Look for that. PostgreSQL documentation. It should have something very similar to this. Tutorials. This is it. EF version. Online version. It is the SQL language syntax. Then operators. Oh, this is more detailed. Actually, maybe it's not this part of the syntax. Well, commands, alert, create. Yeah, this looks like it. Yeah, it has quite a few more statements. Like, you can tell which database is more complex and has more features if you look at the number of statements. So if I take a look at create table, well, I guess it has a different format. Seems a little bit more involved to read through this. They take, well, you start with create. Optionally, you can define one of global or local, temporary. Okay, I guess this isn't even optional. Just one of these. Optional this. Or unlocked. Okay. So the table, if not exists, then you provide a table name, column name, data type. So then it's followed by a list. So list ends. That's it. It is not that easy to see. Wait, how does this make sense? Because this bracket opens, this curly bracket opens here and ends here. This bracket ends here, this starts ends here. Oh, so this is okay. I'm blind. So this is, I thought this ended here and started here. Okay, and then it makes sense. Right. So yeah, maybe this is a little bit harder to read. I really like this this style. It makes it, well, it makes it easier to navigate, and it still has the complexity, like column definition. You can take a look, and it will be inserted here if you need. And on top of that, it gets complicated if you really need to. But the basic layout is quite easy. So I guess this is a good good database to use for as an example one. At least the documentation is easy to read. So, right. Let's see. Built-in functions. I think I'll just go for the, well, I don't really need to go for the documentation, but we can take a look at Python's documentation of SQLLite. That's not correct. Do I actually need to provide the number? Not spelled like this, apparently. SQLLite. Right. Have it the H. Oh, basically it's spelled completely differently. Okay. Yeah, so there's some basic examples. I wonder if the schema is mentioned here. Oh, doesn't look like it. But yeah, very, very simple initialization, at least in Python. You just import the library and use its connect statement to get the connection. and then you can execute queries on that connection. Actually, you need a cursor first. Okay. The database saved is persistent and is available in subsequent sessions. Okay. So if you close the connection, omit the changes. Right, so this is quite simple. So how would you go about to create well, first of all, you don't really want to connect to the database using SQLite and just start making statements like create table, let's see, test, what else? What's the actual syntax? Not look at Postgre. This one, create table. Actually, I can provide the schema name. Provide my own schema. And this table name. So schema goes here. Dot test. And then column definitions, which is column name, type name, and then constraints. And constraints could be primary key, ascending, descending, conflict clause. What is conflict clause? On conflict, rollback, abort, failed. So so this is like something like a trigger. So if I try to create an entry that violates this constraint, it will give me an option to automatically roll back this transaction, so it won't actually get inserted. That's kind of cool. And auto increment, this is what you usually do for IDs. So okay, but you don't really want to do this in SQL. You want to have well, you could do that in SQL, but it's a little bit more cumbersome, because you want to have the SQL code. Well, first of all, you don't want to design it. Sure, can you actually create tables here? Or start manipulating the columns and changing their values. Can I actually change anything here? Doesn't look like it. Axis, add graph, add to graph. Actually have a graph. Nice. So this shows the graph with all the. Oh, so this is what we've been doing with this image when we are designing the database. So you can actually look at the given database that you've connected. Let's do that to my not successful. Actually, I need to check this is actually correct. Driver properties. So local host. Okay, maybe I can't do that. Well, basically, I I didn't get this ready in time, so I won't try to do this now. Oh, it's a MySQL driver. I'll probably need MariaDB driver. I have one. see. Oh, actually I do. Driver for MySQL and MariaDB. Ah, SQLLite has a GUI. Wow, I thought it only works in command. Well, it's not a GUI. It's like Squirrel is just a independent tool. It's a third-party tool. It has nothing to do with SQLLite. I just use it. You can use it to connect to any database. So I can connect to Maria database, PostgreSQL, MySQL, and a bunch of others that I can connect, well, MongoDB, and so on. I can connect to them and do anything. Well, I need to set like this indicates that it's missing the driver, so the library that is used to wrap the connection to the database. But if I bothered to set it up, if I googled, downloaded whatever the driver is needed, then I could connect to any of these databases using Squirrel SQL. So that's why, well, Squirrel SQL is a very useful and flexible tool. Let's see. Actually, I can 127.0.0.1 port, I'm pretty sure is 7. Database is Albion DB. Username and password, I don't remember that. So I can take a look at this. This has everything set up. Crypto user, the admin, I think oh yeah, this would be MySQL user. Oh, the password, that's the question if I test. Name field cannot be empty. Able to connect. Able to create connection, check your URL. So the URL is not correct. Can I actually get the string from here? Edit connection. Doesn't really show me. Would be cool if I could connect and use this, get the table. Don't really like how it looks. That sucks. Just not provide this. Just, yeah. Well, whatever. Well, I'm just using this to connect to the. Yeah, this looks nice. I wish this background could be darker. Full preferences, look and feel. Dark star. Ooh, okay, this at least this is readable. That's good. Right. But the point is, you don't really want to do this manually, creating like tables in your one-off sessions in your tools. You just want, well, what you actually want is your database to be initialized in code and created all the tables, everything should be created in this. So, do I actually have, let's see, where do I use this? Say, what did I change? Doesn't look like I changed anything important. Okay. Create table. Look at the references. So it is being used. Oh, it's definition. So here I create a table for bookmarks. Bookmarks table name. Command, create bookmarks table command. Okay, so this is part of the application. Well, part of the test application I wrote at some point. No, not a test, like learning application that was provided in a guide or something, I don't remember. Well, yes, it doesn't really matter, we can make a new script. So you would be, well, you have a decision to make, I guess. If you want the script to be included as part of your application when your application starts up, for example, these commands would be the one. Database manager actually calls UI. Oh, user interface. Okay, so it could be part of your application when your application runs. Let's see. Create bookmarks table command execute. Well, true, do the loop, which is this. Asking for user input. Okay. So, can I actually run this? Will this work? Oh, this configuration never been set up. Okay, let's run this. So actually it works. So the A parent variable not set title, just title URL, let's say notes, bookmark added, press enter to return to menu. So this is like a console application for manipulating database entries. So we can take a look at the database content. It has the test title, so this is the latest date added. Oh, it was 2 years ago. Okay, so that makes sense why I don't remember anything about this. So now this is readable, but this is not really readable. Why? Why can't it just have a nice dark theme? Desert yellow, light gray. Try this. Not that gray. I'd like to have like a normal dark theme. Brown sugar. And it's still not legible at all. Two years buffering? Yeah. It's been a while. Let's change. I guess let's just use the white theme because it's just annoying. Contrast. What is? Okay. Oh, at least I can read this. It is very wide though. Right. So yeah, so the application runs, does its thing, and it has the initiation as part. Let's see, when does it do it? Command execute database table, create table. It calls create table, and create table I imagine, yeah, creates table if not exists. So actually, so this runs each time. So basically it prepares all the necessary tables in advance, but it does it each time it runs. So basically if I delete this file, or actually rename it something else, one, see? So now there's no bookmarks db file anymore. So now when I run the application, I need to start it. Why? Run it. It still runs. Use an option, add list bookmarks by date. Okay, let's list them. Invalid choice. Use an option. Okay, let's I add it. Test URL test URL. Note. Okay, now if I list them, Oh, actually, it's not L, it's E. Yeah, it lists that in the database. If I go back, connect to the database again, can I refresh this? See, table, bookmarks, content. Yeah, so it has only one entry. Oh, and this has the old session. So it doesn't realize, well, I guess it's just still reading from memory or something. Maybe it still reads the same file. It didn't realize that the file was renamed. It doesn't seem likely though. I'm pretty sure if I try to do a query, it will crash. Let's try doing that, I guess. Select all from name of the table, bookmarks. Seems like it actually executed, so I guess it keeps it either in memory or it keeps track of the file. Well, it still has the connection to the database, so changing the name doesn't actually interfere with the session. What if I insert a new record? Insert fields. Wait, I don't remember. What's the insert? Okay, let's look at the statement. It's not that often you need to write SQL statements, but when you do, it's let's see, insert. So insert is how you actually add records to the database. So you do insert into schema table names. Okay, let's start with that. Insert into tables, no, bookmarks. Bookmarks. Then you need table name, an alias, I don't, column names, so the columns I in brackets. See title. Oh, so it conveniently lists which fields are not null. So ID could be null, can be not provided. Note is optional as well. Title is not, so let's provide that. URL is not. Comma. So and date added. Actually add the date. Is there a command for date? Expressions. Keywords. There is a keyword for current date time. Actually, what was the type? It's text. Oh. So it okay, so it doesn't store it as an actual date time. It's just a text. Okay. Right. So we have all the necessary fields. Start. And then I need values. Okay, values, brackets. I actually list the values corresponding to the fields I listed before. So let's say test SQL title. Well, and date. Well, since it's just text, kind of wish to use this copy and options, column name, copy without headers, copy the field, see an option to copy just the field. Oh, actually, let's copy the field. Right. Save. I think that's it for all the required. So I present values and absurd clause. What the hell is that? On conflict. Oh. Conflict do nothing. That's option. Or I can update something else. Okay, so you can make very complex queries. Right, something's not right. Oh, so now it realizes the database has been moved. It was opened, okay. Oh, that's fine. So let's do the same thing on the connection, which is to the correct database, and it inserts the record. I refresh it. I see 2 records now. I want to come on Twitch because the comments are fast, but I'm on mobile data and it won't support 1080p streaming. Oh, that sucks. What could be a workaround? Not really sure. Not sure I can do anything about it to improve the experience though. Kinda need high definition to see the text, which is the annoying part. Right. The point is, so SQL tools are nice, so you can peek into the databases, try out some queries, do debugging or something, checking the data integrity if something is, well, someone's complaining about something not working, and you know that it requires something to be in the database. You can go do that with a tool like SQL, or some other tool like my SQL Workbench. Those are pretty much the same things. Like they give you access to the internal database, and you can run queries and get the data out using these tools. They are like interchangeable. Right. But what you actually want to do, to have all the queries done in code, but the difference is like trivial. So for example, another option would be just to have a separate Python script file. Well, it doesn't have to be Python, but script file of your choice of language. Let's say Python database initialization or something, and all it does, say, ports SQLLite, and then you just do whatever is needed. Say, let's create a connection. Connection, SQLLite, connect, and we provide the database name. Since we use bookmarks, let's do bookmarks. I guess, well, for our example, you need to become a member on Twitch for to support the auto stream quality feature. So I mean, I think you mean an associate. I'm watching it in 720p. Well, hopefully you can make out the whatever is on the screen in 720p, because I'm definitely streaming at 1080p. What do you mean a member? I need to become a member. I think you mean an associate, because there are, as far as I know, there are 2 levels. So the first step up is an associate, and then the next level is partner, so you get even more features and so on. But you need to be of a huge size to do that. Right, so it takes database, and you can, well, it takes a lot of parameters. It's not really relevant. So since we designed this database, songs, yeah, associate, okay, that's what I thought. Right. So since we designed this database, what is it? What was it for? For streaming service, Spotify, I think. So we can do a script. Spotify. Spotify. DB. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter what kind of extension you use, but it's for convenience sake. Let's call it DB. And then we get cursor, connection. Oh, what was it? Remembering too many things. SQLite. So I get the connection cursor. So connection cursor, okay. Why didn't I find it? Ah, doesn't autocomplete at all. Okay, well. Doing something wrong. Well, I guess I'll figure it out if when I try running something. And we can start creating tables, and we should start with tables that don't have any dependencies. I think I won't be able to watch the stream for more than 10-15 minutes now. Only 100 megabytes left on my data plan. Oh, well, okay. That's really unfortunate. I don't really want to get yeah. So why aren't you watching it over your normal internet connection? Why are you using your data plan? That would be my question. Like, why you shouldn't be wasting your data plan on this, in my opinion. It seems like you should still have reserve, like for emergencies or something. Like your data plan shouldn't be used like watching streams online. Home. Maybe you're not at home. I guess we can do it another day. So just to make the file and start initializing creating tables. And the idea is to start creating tables that don't really have dependencies. So this for example, genres table, it only has its own ID and a name. So classifier tables are really good example that don't really depend on anything else. So songs depend on genres because it includes its genre ID and artist ID. So this table depends on artist table. Artist table depends on, not even sure. Biggest award, I guess, is. It depends on awards table. So you create awards table, genres table. This kind of needs both. So then awards table can follow. Then artists table. Then I can create artist awards table. And so on. So you need to do it like this backwards. Because when you create a table, you want to include the constraints. So you want to create like the constraints. I guess I should, well, I will have to talk about indexes and so on, what they are for. So basically the indexes are special columns that can have additional constraints on them. So their values will be tracked, the ordering will be tracked, and so on. So you can access them really quickly. So filter by that field. So all of these key fields that have special meaning or special use in relation like in making your data whole. Oh, maybe not the right word, whole, but making in making your data come together. So all of these fields should be indexed. So meaning that you should create an index based on that field, and that's done as well using the command. The router was blinking pawn light. Okay, I still have my parents' data, yeah, but pawn light. Emergency is met, yeah, I guess so. Well, unless you're out of home. Router was blinking pawn light. What does it mean? Pawn light. Passive optical network. Loss of service is off. Blinking. Flashing data, blah blah blah. Wait for your modem to connect. Ah, so we contacted the ISP and they came, said the fiber is broken maybe. Oh, oof, that sucks. Damn, how long do they think it will take them to fix it? Oh, so they will fix it tomorrow. Okay, so if tomorrow will be fixed, I guess we can continue tomorrow. Because we need... Well, I need to go through indexes, because we will need to create some. There's a create index statement that we will use. So when you create a table and... Right. How do you actually assign foreign key? Expressions. It's not right with my stomach as well. Might as well finish now and continue tomorrow evening. AGD Fish is now following. Thank you for the follow. GG. I'm sorry that the timing is very poor today. But yeah, I was going through... Well, I'm not sure how familiar you are with databases. You can play games though. Yeah, I don't really have any game that I want to play. Or... I don't think it's interesting watching someone play the game when he's bad at it. And I don't really play any games serious enough to be good at them. So stream, it seems like a bit pointless to stream a game. I would rather stream something that people, well, that you are interested in. I prefer databases, don't worry. Okay, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried that, well, I wonder what level of understanding about databases you have, HEDA Fish. Like, are you new to databases, or you're seasoned veteran? And I'm not sure. Oh, you're a DBA. Okay, DBA. That's cool. So, MySQL main. Okay, I use MariaDB myself for my projects. Well, I use MySQL Workbench for managing. Well, not man. Yes, so you can't call it managing. Oh, but yeah, I don't think you will find the stream all that entertaining, because I'm just going through the basics. We went through designing a database. Who's a DBA? Database admin. So basically, if you want to specialize in just databases, like, there's plenty of things to be done, and there's quite a lot of depth you can go into working with databases. So when you need optimal performance and quick turnaround, then you need to think about hiring database admins who specialize in databases, and they know pretty much everything about the databases there is to know. They know all the weird quirks and features that are not widely known between developers. Is there a lot of maths involved in databases? I don't think so. It's not about the math, it's about the knowledge. Like reading a lot of this is involved in databases, like these. Going through these and getting experience, like also getting certified, like seeing what kind of regular expressions, for example, can work in this expression. Well, I imagine it's nothing special, but sometimes there are, like, since databases are very complex, you can get into weird situations where you just need to know how it works, and if you don't, like, you're just will be at a loss. You will spend hours trying to figure it out, and eventually you'll come to a DBA, or database admin, and yeah, start asking questions. Well, hopefully get help there. But yeah, I'm just a normal developer, and this is just, I have a surface level understanding of databases. Enough. Regex is a fun language, yeah, it's it's fun because everyone has their own interpretation of what regular expression should be or is. So, you know, just because you use regular expressions in JavaScript doesn't mean that the same regular expression will work here, or hopefully it will if it's a simple one. But yeah, it's really fun. So yeah, being a database admin, just reading through the documentation, knowing all the features, knowing what's performant, what's not, and so on. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff to know, and when you're knowledgeable enough, you're in demand, and so, you know, you don't really have time to do anything else, pretty much. You're always busy optimizing, creating, managing, and doing whatever is needed with the databases. But yeah, for applications, like I'm talking, like for let's see, my Discord bot. So this is a level of applications I'm talking about. For these sort of applications, you don't really need to know databases in full depth. You just need to understand them, how to use them, how to write queries, how to make how to create some indexes, make some foreign key relations, and that's pretty much it. Like, you don't really need all that much for basic use, but with advanced use, yeah, there are plenty of things to learn. So yeah, this isn't meant to be like in-depth look, and I don't pretend to have the knowledge to do in-depth reviews of databases or its functionality. Yeah, but yeah, not today. Tomorrow we'll continue. Hopefully your internet will be fixed as well, because Risk is the main beneficiary of this stream. He's interested in learning about databases, and since I have some understanding, so I volunteered to make a couple of streams about sharing my knowledge about databases. But it is really cool. It would be really cool if there was someone to give additional input, because as I said, my knowledge is very very limited in this field. So hopefully you will be here tomorrow as well, because tomorrow we will be going through writing an actual script to implement our design database. And as I said, we'll start from creating the classifier tables, and then going backwards until we have the full database implementation. We create indexes, foreign key relations, and see what else we can use from the SQLite, because, well, SQLite is very simple. It doesn't have advanced features. Maybe you learn it and then implement it in the website you're trying to make. Website. I'm not sure I'm trying to make a website at the moment. Oh, you're talking about the other project after the VPN one. I haven't really created a design document just yet. I guess, yeah, we could, well, in any case, when you need a database, you will need a database sooner or later. So knowing how to make one will come in handy at any point. The Stack Overflow, yeah, that's what the one you're talking about. For asking questions, it's not really Stack Overflow, but the idea is very similar to Stack Overflow. I would like to make that. Yeah, but first of all, and SQLite won't be used there because SQLite is, I don't think it will be performant enough for what I have in mind. Maybe for a prototype it will be fine, but I feel like switching between databases is kind of painful. I have not named it yet. Well, it's too early to name it even. So, you know, it's at such an early stage that it doesn't even have a name. Like, I have a basic concept and an idea in my head. Yes, Apple is closest to remind it. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I'm not sure when I still want to finish this bot. Then I have another bot that I need to update. And after that, then I can start working on creating a design document for that. I don't really want to call it website, because the user interface doesn't really matter. It could be a standalone application, it could be a Discord bot or Discord thing, it could be a website as well. But yeah, I guess when there's plenty of time to think about it. So, but yeah, in any case, see you tomorrow. Hopefully your internet will be fixed and you can watch it in proper 1080p. And maybe we'll have someone who's more knowledgeable than me to give some input as well, which would be really cool. I'm excited about making it a website. Oh. Well, you're the one who is learning Django. Like, I'm not really big on user interface myself. I'm more of a backend developer. Like, the max I'm willing to do is this with user interface that is extremely limited. That's pretty much my comfort level so far. I'm mostly working with business logic in the backend. That's my that's my area of expertise, if I have any. Right, so I don't want to use all of your data, so see you tomorrow. Hopefully everything will be fine, and I'm done for now.